Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we're off to a rolling start right here in the ruins of Sturzdorf. Well, not so much ruins, but the industrial habitat of Sturzdorf in this point somewhere in Lorraine. And who shall be finding here in the northern corner? Using Schwimmwagens nonetheless. We're seeing PPG55 fighting for the 126th Panzer Brigade. With more Schwimmwagens on the way, quite interesting. Opposing him shall be, for heaven's sake, don't shoot. Once more making that impassioned plea to his opponents, please don't shoot. I don't like being shot at, but never does it really seem to be sort of acquiesced. But pretty aggressive with those Schwimmwagens already right here from the first minutes off, one heading towards the center, securing a lot of munitions though. Quite interesting, not going for the fuel points. This is slightly less regular. We'll of course have to see what sort of thing he might be doing for. But of course with munitions he of course might be having some sort of ideas with a lot of munitions. He might be... Well, he does have Schwimmwagens of course. He could go tank this one and then lay down a lot of, you know, mines using those Schwimmwagens. That could be a possibility. We've already seen one usage of said Schwimmwagen mines. And also we are seeing a 4 engineer start up for don't shoot. So 4 engineer start versus a 2 Schwimmwagen start. This is quite interesting, of course, barracks. So rather a lot of capturing power on both sides, although again less diminished fighting power at the same time on both sides of Panzer Brigade, so might be able to get off a good beginning if they handle things correctly. Gewehr 43 is already being equipped right there. Engineers run off from the fuel point. Rather so of course heading right here towards the only high fuel point on the map, of course, which does mean there tends to be a lot of fighting around here, and of course a lot of harassment over this point in particular. Panzer Brigade is trying to catch some engineers, but not quite having any luck further. Panzer Brigade arriving could make it easier for the Panzer Grenadiers, and there we go. Engineers run all of a sudden into some more Panzer Grenadiers. More engineers are rushing in at the same time. And already a lot of the turret map is coming under control of the 126th Panzer Brigade. The Panzer Brigades being a sort of late war formation. Not quite as large as a Panzer Division. A slightly more compact version, in fact, with a lot less other things like artillery. And reconnaissance, I believe, was also a bit shorter in those terms. Did have Panthers, did have a lot of the bigger things in terms of guns, and had a fully armoured Panzer Grenadier regiment as well, or something close to it. So in those senses there were some slight advantages, but at the same time they rather came to short due to a lack of those organic elements that a full Panzer Division would have had. And they usually ended up being sort of used as replacements instead and sort of disbanded that way. And of course don't shoot, fighting for the 2nd Armoured Division in this case. So I didn't mention that. Forgot. But Schwimmwagens now heading towards east, both of them. Absolutely no infantry escort. This could end up very ugly. Kampfgruppe Company going up for PPG55. And Rifleman moving out for don't shoot. More Riflemen coming in. And he might even have lost some engineers, or no, he hasn't. Schwimmwagen though needs to get away. No point in getting shot at. But there we go. Panzer guys arriving. Engineers running into the barrel factory. Well, I'm pretty sure they're not looking for barrels. They're looking for cover, and another Schwimmwagen coming under fire. PPG55 has to be careful right there, I think. Or the one is getting repaired. Going for the high point. Oh dear, engine damage on the Schwimmwagen. He lingered a bit too long. Now he will lose that Schwimmwagen to some Nazi engineers. There we go. Schwimmwagen have control. Blowing up, sending the drive on a slight ride across the pavement. These Panzer Grenadiers are also in a bit of trouble. Infantry half-track though out. So the first Panzer Schützenpanzerwagen coming out there. Riflemen moving in on the hunt for some Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers not in the best conditions, though in the best position for that matter. And more Gewehr 43 is being equipped. And the hunt is in for some Panzer Grenadiers. An angry mob following in fact. But there we go, infantry half-track moving in. And suppressive volley on the engineer, stopping the flamethrowers. Infantry half-track charges in, MG blazing at the riflemen. moving up quite close, doing quite a bit of damage, and immediately suppressing quite a few as well. Lots of fire rifle getting absolutely hammered. And the engineers seemingly don't quite get the point and end up retreating a bit later than the rest, but that certainly turned in the favour of PPG55 and the 126th Panzer Brigade. And another half-track arrives. Huzzah! So a rather mobile start. Schwimmwagens, half-tracks, another Schwimmwagen coming out there, although at the same time he of course has to be careful that his opponent doesn't end up with armoured cars and of course has nothing to stop it. So that would be pretty unfortunate. Once more going for the high munitions points. Quite interesting, and already there the forces of the 2nd Armoured Division are suddenly getting a bit cut off due to rather aggressive usage of Schwimmwagens, half-tracks and such. And of course the half-tracks, besides having MGs and allowing to reinforce, of course also allows swift movement and forces us allowing a bit faster track to any issues. And looks like we might be seeing another skirmish down here. Panzer is pulling away. More Gewehr 43s by the looks of things. Yes, indeed. 3rd team on the way with that. And expert repairs. This is certainly reminding of us Elite Jäger, although it's not quite the same. I believe he was a bit fast, but then again he might have gone for a sort of delayed strategy, who knows. This could be a smurf, and in fact it is, but who he's smurfing for, I have no idea. Quite interesting, a rally point has been set on this Panzer Grenadier unit. Wasn't aware that could be done. Panzer Grenadiers hanging about. Might be a better use though to sort of actively hunt down enemy infantry rather than sort of hanging about there. At least that would be my opinion. But again, expert repair, so of course we are now again the infantry half-tracks will be sort of there to absorb most of the damage actually done by infantry. And a 4th Panzer Grenadier team ready though. What will come next? What will come next? Motive will though up for don't shoot. And oh dear, it rather seems like PPG55 has lost the fire. He's gone a bit inactive. While don't shoot is having a bit of fun in his own territory. Half-track could have been sent north. And again, most of the Americans are in fact right there. There's no threat down here. Come on, PPG55. And all of a sudden one engineer team gets run off. Going for the cutoff point right there. And again, PPG55 seems a bit unsure what to do. Schwimmwagen gets burned. Half-track moving in. Panzer Grenadiers might want to support that half-track. Come on. Wicks. Los. And there we go. Catching the rifle out in the open. MG and Panzer Grenadiers with their 43s. Reaping a terrible toll. Don't shoot, fighting hard, and he's gone for an anti-tank, and of course some of you might be wondering, well, why is he going for an anti-tank gun? And of course, no mid-game analysis, this is going to be a long game, and of course also one sort of went for, getting for this on the go, but I mean, why? Probably because, again, most Panzer Elite players, tend to go for the anti-tank half-tank, and the armored car sort of tends to run into a problem, so he's basically trying to counter what comes next. He's basically trying to counter the anti-tank half-track using the anti-tank gun. I mean, this is certainly quite some interesting thinking there. At least that's sort of I assume, and we are seeing scorched earth going up there. So he could be sort of going for not just being mobile, but then sort of trying to protect. Well, of course, he can't protect, obviously, using booby traps, making things a bit harder, and of course, giving him more time to react to any threats. There we go, though anti-tank half-track on the way soon afterwards. Tree sender up, no medic station though for don't shoot, no medic station. Could do him a bit of good. And booby trap up. Panzer is reporting they very much like a good place to watch the fireworks.
What do you need?
Well, a bit quiet. Infantry half-tech could use some repairs, some expert repairs in fact. Has to be careful with those. They are expensive. And of course, now that he does know there's an anti-tank gun on the map, it might also be an idea to consider perhaps getting a mortar half-tank and then try to sort of get the mortar using, well, the anti-tank gun using the mortars. More booby traps from PPG55. More booby traps and more booby traps. Of course, so far, Don't Shoot has no idea that there are booby traps. Panzer Brigades no caught. Oh dear, they're going down. Panzer Brigade team lost. Infantry half-track pulling away. Second one should also be very careful. And the anti-tank half-track does a bit of damage right there, but looks like a more focused effort in the east. Anti-tank gun and armoured car working in combination. Soon we will be hearing the booby traps go off, and there we go. Don't Shoot does react, but a bit too late perhaps. No. Oh wait, there we... Never mind, one did go down. And another booby trap. This time all make it out of there alive. But again, there's nothing really to stop them. The armoured car really proving a hazard because the anti-tank half-track is so far on the other side of the map. Which does make it a bit difficult to react, but apparently Mr. PPG55 doesn't quite care, just opening up on the rifle and forcing them where at least temporary protection. Anti-tank on the ready. They need to get out of there. But they did an infantry half-track down, and 2 Panzer Grenadiers were lost as well in the explosion. How unfortunate. It's actually time to now go look at Don't Shoot. Oh my goodness, he wasn't paying attention. He lost several riflemen right there to the booby trap. Might even have lost an engineer. And now quickly reacting, but again, that anti-tank gun a problem. And veterancy 1. But again, a sort of solid reaction from PPG55 seems a bit missing. And I think that was an incendiary trap as well. Jeep, of course, doesn't quite take as much damage though, so it can rather survive that. And of course, that means that Don't Shoot has gone armor, so we're seeing Scorched Earth versus armor. And of course, question is, will, you know, PPG55, you know, pay attention to this, and will he, you know, try and prepare for this? As this could either mean a Pershing or it could mean a Calliope. Either thing would be a problem, in particular if he doesn't have anything that can stop it, which is in particular going to be a bit of a problem since he's gone Scorched Earth. And of course, this could have actually been a direct reaction to it, since Scorched Earth is certainly one of the 3 doctrines of the Panzer Fleet which has the hardest time dealing with armor, in particular heavy armor, since of course Luftwaffe can get the Flak 88. And the tank destroyer can of course get the Yak Panther. Anti-tank gun though getting attacked, cleared out. Engineers getting assaulted. Anti-tank half-track moving in as well. Anti-tank gun sorted out. And an assault in the west as well. Panzer Grenadiers supporting a Schwimmwagen, attacking on several points. Infantry half-track pushing through all of the rifle and the engineers. Anti-tank half-track flying away madly. And they're of course immediately trying to repair it. Infantry half-track suppressing. And it does survive. And there's an anti-tank gun even to use if they could increase squad sizes, which they just might be able to, because yes, they've just got it. So he could in fact just reinforce his troops, seize the anti-tank, and of course have a sort of defense against the M8 as well in that way. More booby traps though. More booby traps, and Schwimmwagen takes a nasty hit. Armored car. More boob. Oh, and engineer team does go down to the booby trap. And there we go. Recrewing the anti-tank gun, making it now a pack. Although I'm not sure what they would call that one in terms of pack. But Panzer Brigades, of course, quickly reinforcing right at the half-track. Another advantage of that, although Schwimmwagen could be useful over here. Americans seizing over here, and of course the armor car taking points, since you can do that. Certainly a nice little advantage. Lots of mines now going down for Don't Shoot. Still no medic station and no supply and upgrades either, but we are seeing a weapon support, so they might be hoping to go for some snipers and snipe those damn Panzer Grenadier krauts. And Schwimmwagen laying down incendiary mines. Well, traps, what do you want to call them? Not entirely sure I'd use them as mines, more like something to deny the opponent cover. But to each his own. Panzer was booby trapping another fuel point. Armor car moving forward. Anti-tank gun firing.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Well, they can't actually seem to hit anything. Panzer is in a bit of trouble, getting stormed by flamethrowers. Incendiary mine even went off right there. Panzer is taking losses. Assault not quite working well. Anti-tank gun sneaking up.
The enemy is after our victory point.
However shall this go, and opening up on the infantry half-tank, oh, driving right in front of it instead of taking this path. Oh, PPG55, that wasn't the most wisest of moves. And he hasn't gone for anti-tank grenades either. That could also be a nice little thing, I think. Could have let him lob in a grenade right there at the M8. Pulling back for reinforcements, more boom traps. What's that? Incendiary mines. That's in fact incendiary mines. Engineers running through it, taking quite some losses, and then retreating right through it again. That was less clever. But there does seem to be a rather distinct lack of anti-tank assets on PPG55's side. Only one anti-tank half-tank, which hits a mine somehow laid right down there by Don't Shoot. And of course, he has the anti-tank gun. Panzer Grenadiers though might want to consider retreating under heavy fire from the armored car, and a sniper has arrived, announcing his presence, making things a little less fun for the Panzer Brigade and its Panzer Grenadiers. And again securing what he can, looking quite sort of 50-50-ish. Things swinging back a bit and forth, and now looks like Don't Shoot has regained the advantage. Although clearly PPG55 has not given up, and let's just beat this up a bit. Small engagement, not quite working out. Sticky bombs still on the way for Don't Shoot. Nice decision right there for the sticky bombs. And, oh, Rifleman taking heavy losses to an infantry half-tank filled with Panzer Grenadiers though. Sniper homes up again. Sniper can really turn out to be a huge problem if the Panzer Elite forces don't quickly stop him. And now engineers are charging in right into the machine gun and the semi-automatic rifles. Not necessarily the best idea. Heavy losses to the engineers. One team even goes down. M8 though still a problem. Sniper forced to run, and I don't think that M8 will actually survive. Yes, indeed, running right in front out of the anti-tank gun, and infantry half-track down. Although this anti-tank gun could actually get cleared out as well, and the anti-tank half-track hits another mine. Oh dear, but does get the armored car. Destroyed engine. Immobilizes completely. Rifleman quickly counter-attacking to try and protect the armored assets. Well, reasonably armored assets. And we are in fact seeing anti-tank grenades now for PPG55. Another sniper shot though, and looks like a Panzer command going up. He could be getting armored cars to try and deal with that sniper. And simply trying to demolish that anti-tank gun using his anti-tank half-track. Not a bad idea, I suppose, although the sniper's creeping up and getting another Panzer Grenadier might be an idea to consider getting out of there. At least considering such an idea. But, oh dear, eastern half of the map has been secured by the Panzer Brigade. Let's just speed this up a bit. Anti-tank half-track though needs to get away. No idea why he kept it so much at the front. And a jeep somewhere went down, I think. Leaving. Oh, he demolished the point, although he did lose a Panzer Grenadier team in the process. Still, he has denied the 2nd Armored Division a victory point, thus allowing him to hold the other two. And of course, rob Don't Shoot a victory point at the same time. And anti-tank gun has shifted to a more central position, less marginal, which I think is a good choice. And engineers could be going down. Yes, indeed. This is looking rather close. Armor car though has arrived. Let's hope that PPG55 does not waste it. There we go, driving right into the middle of things. More things going off. People dying. Mines have been laid down though. Oh dear, he's going to drive right into it. And the engine is damaged. Needs to get out of their Jeep. No, that's a Jeep actually, never mind. And assault rifles now being equipped. Hooray for assault rifle, the Sturmgewehr, or the MP44. Schwimmwagen though gets caught. This could be another Schwimmwagen loss, I fear. Riflemen are on the hunt for the armored car. And oh dear, he decided to take the point rather than assist the armored car, and it does go down. At the same time, it's actually interesting to note, I think he could be going for the back cheek and actually gain a bit by recovering some of his lost vehicles. And two snipers now. Panzer Brigades need to get out of there. Get out of there. Rückzugmänner. No, he's actually moving them in against two snipers. That's madness. Does get one sniper. Other one might want to consider getting out of there. We might also want to consider getting a Schwimmwagen up. He's rather lacking in means to actually deal with the snipers. And it was the Veteran C2 one which actually survived. Don't shoot though, still taking heavy losses in the process. He did lose one sniper though, so it's clearly not all beer and skittles for the 4th Armoured Division in the fight against the Panzer Brigade. And a Jeep looks like it could be caught by the anti-tank half-track. And Jeep does in fact go down. Sniper will continue their nasty task. Another engagement. Good aggression though from both sides. Good, harassment. Good, just not sticking at one point and bashing the heads in, and constantly trying to maneuver about, try to catch the enemy at his weak spot, and constantly force him to shift his forces about. What we like to see. Well, I do. I'm not entirely sure about you. And again, another scorched earth point. Quite interesting. It's actually pretty rare we see someone so utterly just scorching them repeatedly, almost, it seems like. Although it might be an idea to also scorch these points closer to the base of the Americans. Really denying him points that way, I think, would be a better choice. If possible, that is, of course.
Our support command ability
and upgraded Panzer support command. Could he be going for a Panzer IV? Another booby trap and incendiary grenades forcing away another rifleman team.
available to take the field.
Might be an idea to send in Schwimmwagen, and the sniper runs. Does the Panzer Brigades get him? They could be using a suppressive volley. Half-track could be getting it. No, he shoots down some riflemen instead. Oh, the misery. He does use focused fire, but I think that was quite the miss, not getting the sniper though. Tank deeper up for don't shoot. Who's himself having suffered quite a bit again. Lack of a medic station really drains him.
We have gained the momentum on the field.
Panzer Brigades marching up here. The Panzer Brigade holding out, doing quite well than their real-life counterparts, I suppose, at this stage at least. And the Schwimmwagen again might be suffering. It's the same fate as its other Schwimmwagen brother, which I think is a bit tragic. Laying down an incendiary trap into some sort of desperate attempt to cover its tracks. And Panther Battle Group ready now for PPG55 and the 126th Panzer Brigade. Come on, move, Schwimmwagen. Somehow it's actually surviving, getting shot at all of a sudden. Shots bounce off. What trickery is this? And another Panzer Brigade gets sniped. And once more the sniper gets the devil out of there before some very angry Panzer Grenadiers catch up with him. Anti-tank half-track moving up. Sherman arriving for don't shoot. No munitions though. Absolutely no munitions. Oh dear, this could actually be a problem. Sherman has arrived, and he needs to get out of there. He has no munitions to actually mobilize it or drop off an anti-tank grenade. And he's not moving the anti-tank half-track. Rather than getting gunned down on the retreat. But looks like they will be surviving just barely though. And a half-track bites the dust. And he didn't even move in the anti-tank gun to assist. What a miss. I mean, come on. Sherman though continues his hunts. Another point gets disabled though. Quite excessive as to how many points are getting disabled, and I think it might have been a bit earlier to disable that point. For example, Hummel's getting prepared, called in from assistance from the 21st Panzer Division, I imagine. Sherman leading the way. Panther battle group almost ready. And that was actually sort of one of the few panzers the Panzer Brigades actually had. They also had what I wouldn't really call a... Well, a panzer was more the Jagdpanzer 4-70. Basically a Jagdpanzer 4 with the gun of a Panther. And booby trap on the victory point, which has just been repaired. Oh dear, and it could just be disabled again by those Panzer Grenadiers.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Yes, indeed. After all that hard work, some nasty Panzer Grenadiers run up and just sort it out. Damn dirty, rotten Krauts. And there we go. Panzerkampfwagen 5 coming in pair. That's going to be a bit of a problem for the Americans. They are lacking a bit in actually capability to stop it. Of course, depends if Mr. PPG55 actually pushes his advantage. Panthers moving in against the rifle out in the open. Oh dear. First shot, first kill. But another Sherman does arrive. Greyhound mines being laid down, though that's quite lovely. Schwimmwagens on the move. Anti-tank gun being moved towards the east, quite interestingly enough. But at least he's providing infantry support for the Panthers. At least I hope he is. What is he doing? What are you doing, PPG55? Moving in against the American base. Quite bold. Anti-tank gun ready, though that could easily prove more of a problem to those Panthers if it gets off some armor-piercing rounds. And the sniper gets Residency free, allowing him to run while cloaked. Which is quite simply nasty. And certainly makes him much harder to catch up with. And our Panthers are under fire. Anti-tank gun moving up on its own. What madness is this? That opens up on the armored car. But it does slip away into the, I don't know, swamp. I'm not entirely sure what to call this. Looks more like a dump though. And the anti-tank gun though quickly gets out of there, rather realizing it is pretty damn well exposed. Panzer Grenadier is getting sniped once more. Again, no armored car, perhaps a scout car to sort of try and get that sniper once and for all. And oh dear, heavy losses. Greyhound mine almost knocked out a Panzer Grenadier team. Had it really done that, that would have been huge. For don't shoot. Sniper with 19 kills. That's also quite a lot, considering Panzer Grenadiers are 45 manpower a pop. So it's almost got for about 450 manpower in kills. That's more than paying himself in, I'd say. Looks like a scout car though is ready. And looks like he's being a bit too inactive though, and this is giving Don't Shoot the time to reorganize and gather up. with more anti-tank guns. Looks like he might be getting a Pershing soon. But now the assault commences.
Ready to move.
I think. Come on. Either or. What do you want to do? PPG55. And again, victory point getting repaired. And again, seems nothing like happening, but there we go. Panther moves in, and he's actually splitting up his Panthers for some reason. And this Panther is actually getting hit by anti-tank gunfire, getting sticky bombed, and he needs to get that Panther out of there. He needs to pull it back. And then we go, booby trap goes off, and the engineers, oh dear, could be going down. No, wait, one man survives. Scout car and Panther in the east. Again, I think he should have focused them rather than spreading them out into two smaller forces. Another scout can out for PPG55. Looks like he's just intent on securing resources with them, not really trying to get that goddamn sniper. By the looks of things, the second armored division, the 4th armored division, I mean, is getting quite a few anti-tank guns. And the Panther getting hit, needs to get out of there. Quick sook, and I do believe that Mr. Don't You can actually prepare to call in a Pershing now. But he doesn't seem quite keen on it. And looks like a concerted attack is being made against the Eastern Victory Point and Fuel Point. Anti-tank guns, armored cars, riflemen moving up. More booby traps, more incendiary traps, lots of traps. But a lot of inactiveness all of a sudden. Armored car, they're running right into the Panther. And actually securing this point using the scout car so it can't be harassed. Quite interesting. Quite interesting method of handling things.
Reserves are now available.
And another sniper has arrived. And the anti-tank gun is getting sniped. Pershing, there we go. Can be called in soon. But it does distressingly look like that there won't be much that Mr. PPG55 can do. Although of course things might change. And it rather looks like PPG55 has lost the fire. That's the Third Reich of the Panzer Brigades. And heavy artillery fire on the Panther. And he's actually got a Hummel now. But he mostly ended up damaging his own armor. That's less good. Pershing, though, has arrived. That's going to be a bit of a problem. Where's the Pershing? There we go. And Panther. Oh, they're in trouble. In a lot of trouble. Panther supporting it, getting sniped. And no idea why he's driving the Panther in this direction. Pershing just keeps running away, and the Panther is absolutely outmatched.
Enemy unit down.
Scout car gets lost in the process as well, and a Panther goes down. Panzerkampfwagen is kaput. Although there's very little infantry left for Don't Shoot. At the same time, and now the second Panther is getting attacked. How to fire, blasting away from the Hummel. No, he's actually no, never mind. That was actually the sector artillery ability. Sherman under heavy fire. Panther on the hunt. Field repairs going up, and the Panther gets stopped in its tracks most quickly. Jolly good defense right there. Although the anti-tank gun is quite vulnerable, at least until the snipers appear. In that case, it's going to be quite nicely protected. And quite clearly hoping to dig out the enemy with his Hummel. He doesn't actually quite manage to hit anything. He might as well have been trying to hit the snipers, I think.
Ready to get this done.
More engineers are on the way. This area has still not actually been secured by Don't Shoot. He does hold these, but he does not hold the center either. And again, a bit of quiet. Let's once more speed things up. Again, I can't help but notice this sort of thing that really seems to be helping Don't Shoot the most is actually PPG55 not doing much. In fact, it's given him several opportunities, and now he's really coming back with a vengeance. And yes, no, Don't Shoot actually is a broadcaster, sort of, you know, broadcasting live games, and he's probably just watching. Quite a few minutes with nothing really happening, sort of just laying up for the next assault. Marder 3 ready. Don't think the Panzer Brigades did have Marders though. Probably on the land from the 21st Panzer Division or some other asset. Once more artillery, and looks like things are going in. Pershing and Sherman rushing in. Booby trap and incendiary traps going off. Marder and anti-tank halfback needs to move in. Anti-tank and firing away madly. Panzer's getting sniped. Come on. And where is that Marder? Come on. Get it moving. Get it moving. Oh, don't tell me you're trying to disable the Sherman. No, he isn't. There we go. Pershing moving. Come on. Tread breaker. Tread breaker. Oh dear, what a missed opportunity. What an absolutely missed opportunity to catch this Pershing in a very nasty position. Let's return to PPG55. Who even had the munitions to do it, so it can't have been that either. And again, PPG55 doesn't really, just seems to be rushing infantry at the snipers, which obviously isn't quite working out for him.
Yeah. Ready for orders, Panzer. Confirm.
But again, I think not tread breaking that Pershing was an absolute miss. And again, why didn't he move up that Marder 3? It could have done a lot of damage, you know, if it had moved up in time. Locked down right, particularly when they were there, and sort of had a problem getting out again. In particular, one of the units sort of got tread break, making sure the other one couldn't get out. Oh yeah, I think anti-tank gun got knocked out right there. Yes, indeed. Perhaps it was the armored car, actually. Still, vehicle went down. The Hummel actually hit something, which is usually quite impressive. But it does really look like that Mr. PPG55 is taking things a bit too calmly, a bit too cautiously, and not really trying to sort of deliver a blow to Don't Shoot. He can't really quite as quickly recover from. In fact, giving him time to recover. That's usually what you don't do. Panther moves up, and Marder 3 firing in support. Anti-tank guns firing on the Panther, forcing it away. Sherman could be going down. Allied war machine goes up, and he now actually decides to charge in. Main gun destroyed on the Sherman. He just keeps moving. Second Sherman ready. Pershing getting hit as well, and it gets immobilized. PPG55 has immobilized the Pershing. If he pulls things off right now, he probably could knock it out. And I would certainly recommend getting as much in as possible. Might it be basically a good idea, which I think would actually be moving up Panzer grenades and getting off anti-tank grenades. But he needs to do it now. Marder, though, firing away. Hummel firing away. Come on, push. Push. PPG55 while you still have the chance. Sherman moving up. Marder 3 gets forced to pull away, but move in those Panzer grenadiers. Anti-tank grenade, for heaven's sake. Anti-tank half-track gets knocked out. Come on. Are you utterly daft? And the anti-tank gun quickly gets sorted out. Panzer Brigades are now moving in. But I think again it's too late, and it rather seems to be the sort of constant theme for PPG55. He does something, and then for some reason he doesn't do anything, and then it's too late. He's simply not a very good risk taker, and that's actually something you have to be in common view. Sometimes you just have to take those risks, charge in, and hope you can actually do it. Trouble is, he can't. And now, of course, he might end up losing. Yes, indeed, the Panther does go out of control, leaving behind only the Marder to stop any armored push from Don't Shoot. What an absolute clockwinder, though, PPG55 is at the moment. He certainly won't be getting the Knight's Cross. He'll be lucky if he's getting any sort of cross on his grave. More booby traps going off. The booby traps certainly have helped PPG55 also scorch earth, but I don't think he's rather utilizing the rest of the Panzer League quite as much, getting the full effect out. He's again a bit too conservative at times when he shouldn't be, and not quite prioritizing rightly, which again is sort of allowing this Pershing to actually get back in the fight again, rather than going out without actually managing much, and thus being a waste of 800 manpower, which really would have hurt Don't Shoot. Sherman, though, looks like to have gone down to the Hummel. Quite impressive, or something else, though. Might have been sector artillery. Moving in once more. Anti-tank gun there could be a nice target for howitzers, and of course infantry could be clearing out this eastern flank. And of course, question, will he be doing it? Marder once more moving in. Artillery firing, but this time the Pershing can't get away. Marder needs to get out. And again, Panzer gun is getting sniped. Charging in. And they actually get the sniper. Yes, indeed, he slowed down. Oh no. And the end for the sniper is nigh. Pershing moves up. Panzer goes quickly retreat, not fancying an high explosive death. And Pershing, I'm quite getting hit by the Pack 40 of the Marder fleet, but doesn't seem to be really touched by it though. Calliope now has arrived. This is going to be a further problem for PPG55. Again, his inactivity has cursed him to a slow defeat at this stage, I think. Though again, I could also say that getting more supply upgrades or getting a medic station would be a great asset for Don't Shoot. But his armor tactics and strategy is certainly doing out quite well, using the anti-tank guns to really present a huge problem to PPG55 and slowly forcing away anything that could actually threaten his tanks, like say the Marder Fleas. Panthers once more arriving, and they're moving in, but they of course remember the anti-tank guns, and he doesn't do it. Oh, PPG55. What are you up to? What are you doing? He might be losing a Panther pretty quickly. And again, no infantry support at all. Nothing that could easily have sorted out those anti-tank guns. Oh, you bastard. Once more, though, the Hummel is firing. Looks like he got the anti-tank gun. Pershing and Marder dueling. Sniper, another sniper, they're also veterans free. Incendiary trap, but I don't think the Marder 3 will be making it out of there alive. Looks like it did, though. Looks like it did. The Panzer Brigade taking heavy losses. Numerous Panthers have been lost. Marder's going down. And of course a lot of Panzer Grenadiers are also dead. And countless Schwimmwagens have also been lost to the 4th Armored Division.
Americans are capturing a sector.
And once more bit of quiet, and again that rather seems to be the sort of major issue again with the Panzer Elite. He shouldn't really be having these great huge periods of quiet. Marder free on its own, quickly sorted out, Hummel being forced away, and let's return to the fight yes again speeding up. And the sniper does it again, and a Calliope barrage right into the charge of the Panzer Grenadiers. 126 Panzer Brigade doing terribly. Will be getting off an anti-tank grenade? No, it looks like he's forgotten the ability to use them. Damaged engine on the Pershing. Oh dear, again a bit of a loss there. Another anti-tank half-track. Mind you, there also existed a half-track with a bigger gun, basically a Pack 40s as opposed to a slightly martyrized version. And destroyed engine on the Panther, utterly destroyed, victory points being disabled, Panzer Grenadiers themselves being disabled and completely annihilated. Pershing and Sherman on the hunt. Not much left for PPG55. And the Americans basically just keep pushing. The tide has been turned. For Don't Shoot, the 4th Armored Division now making its way further into Lorraine. Don't think there will be much resistance left in the 126th Panzer Brigade. Who is it? Well, I don't know. Some Smurf. Sherman moving in.
300 points.
And yes, this might be a bit sped up. But again, I mean, there's not a lot happening. And again, it's certainly something you have to be careful about, because again, that gives your opponent time to sort of reorganize. And in particular, that really seems to have benefited the American player in this fight. Another Panther battle group. That's certainly going to have been more than one platoon of Panthers being called in now. In fact, 4 Panthers would about be 1 platoon, so that's 1.5 platoons now. And again running into anti-tank gunfire, again getting hammered by Calliopes. And again a Schwimmagen goes down. Hummel though fires in the hopes of disabling the anti-tank gun, but utterly misses. Shermans with main guns upgraded, a Pershing. And the anti-tank gun goes down. Allied war machine going up. Panzer Grenadiers moving up themselves as well. Not looking good for the Panzers. Or the Panzer goes for those. That matter. Veterancy free on the Sherman. Good lord. If he can actually penetrate the frontal armor. And sector artillery getting called in an attempt to block the enemy from advancing further. Spare fire. And Panthers trying to deal with the Pershing despite being in a terrible condition. Most heroic, but I think futile. Hummel firing once more. Not entirely sure what he's shooting at this time around. Though he seems to have knocked out 2 armored vehicles, in fact. Now Calliope barrage right in there. Whoops. My apologies. And the Panzer Brigade, though, doesn't seem to want to quit. It seems quite intent on wasting further Panzer Grenadiers and further Panthers. Another Calliope arrives. And the anti-tank on this actually for once caught off guard by some infantry. It should have been done a lot earlier. And another barrage.
Our forces are taking casualties.
Anti-tank gun gets sorted out.
losing a sector.
And the Pershing catches some Panzer Grenadiers on their own as they have once more trying to get a victory point, or at least disable it. Absolutely loves disabling those victory points. Again, rare use of Scorched Earth to such a degree. And again, running into an anti-tank gun sniper. Ready, another sniper up. Apparently he lost the other one. Not entirely sure how.
What are my coordinates?
And advancing at the anti-tank gun using an anti-tank grenade.
Weapon lost.
And the anti-tank gun goes down. German sneaking in from the west. Marder ready though. It's pack 40. And the veteran C3 Sherman has also arrived. This could be less great.
Capture.
And once more field repairs.
Enemy unit dead.
Marder 3 lost. That might be a 4th or a 5th Marder. So that will also be a platoon of Marders gone. And interestingly enough, there's actually been very few losses of Shermans, I think. Although tank destroyer seems to have been lost. Don't think that did much. Might have been the Marder got that. And a Sherman finally bites it dust. Both Shermans go down. Both Shermans go down, and all 3 victory points have been disabled. He's basically hoping to buy himself more time to plan a proper counterattack. That's quite impressive. Again, I've never really seen such excessive or well heavy use of Scorched Earth. Basically, to constantly disable points, more particularly the victory points. And basically sort of trying to keep things from going too much in his opponent's favour, or against him, I suppose. It looks like the Panzer Brigade has finally lost all wind. It's got no infantry left. Well, very little. Panther's heavily damaged. Hummel not in a great condition either.
The enemy is down to 1.
And game over. The Panzer Brigade is finally forced to retreat by high command. And the commander forced off somewhere else less pleasant. But there you go. I mean, what can we learn from this? We saw some pretty interesting use of Scorched Earth, how you can use it to basically, delay your opponent, but also sort of, try to force victory points in your favor by essentially ensuring that the victory point he can easily hold, he can't use. So in that sense, some clever things. Interesting use of half-tracks, right off the bat. He was a bit more problematic in handling those anti-tank guns, and they really proved to be his foil. He constantly rushed in armor or half-tracks at the anti-tank guns, which again is what you shouldn't do. American anti-tank guns are pretty dangerous. And particularly if they get armor-piercing rounds. He should have done with infantry, and he didn't. He tried to then use the infantry against the snipers, which he shouldn't have either. He probably should have tried, with an armored counter, a scout counter, a swim-bang, but again, his way of handling essentially the snipers and the anti-tank guns pretty much proved to be the end for him. And also the fact that he several times basically handed over the initiative to the American commander. He said about doing nothing. Do not do that. In particular the Panzer Elite. The Panzer Elite in particular are not very good when they have handed over the initiative. They should always basically try to keep it. But there you go. I do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.